일단 먼저 학기 소개를 하면요. 저희 학교에는 그 스튜디오 X라는 연구 중심의 통합 설계로 설계를 운영하고 있습니다. 그래서 그매 학기 그 8개 3학년, 4학년 통합 스튜디오인데요. 중간 크리틱도 오픈으로 하고, 그다음에 기말에는 이제 그 오픈 스튜디오라고 해서 간단한 각 유닛마다 전시를 하고요. 끝나고 나서는 바로 라운드 테이블이라고 해서 또 가르치는 교수님끼리 디베이트하는 시간을 갖기도 합니다. 2학년의 경우에는 들어오시면 1공학관 지나오자마자 바로 4공학관 홀이 있는데요. 그 홀에서 큰 전시도 같이 열고 있습니다. 그래서 혹시 저희 학교 프로그램과 어떠한 것들을 실험하고 학생들하고 가르치는지 알고 싶으시면 언제든지 체크하시고 저희 웹사이트에서 체크하시고 오시면 될 것 같습니다. 그래서 이거는 이런 식으로 하루 종일 모든 학년의 프로젝트를 볼 수 있고 발표하는 시간을 갖고 있습니다. 그리고 저희 학교는 크게 지금 4개의 스튜디오로 교수님들이 연구실을 운영하고 있습니다. 그래서 이상현 교수님이 운영하시는 ABL, 성준 교수님이 운영하시는 OBL, 염성 교수님이 운영하시는 CAT, 제가 운영하는 DSL이 있습니다. 그리고 저희 학교는 매 학기마다 일주일에 거의 한 번 혹은 2번 이상 외부 렉처를 많이 하고 있습니다. 그래서 다양한 분야의 다양한 주제를 가지고 오피셜한 렉처도 있고, 굉장히 캐주얼한 렉처도 있어서 여러분이 관심을 가시면 대부분 오픈되어 있기 때문에 이것도 참여하실 수 있습니다. 그리고 선생님들의 작업이나 학생들의 워크샵들을 모아서 저희 과에서는 매번 출판도 하고 있습니다. 그래서 1년 전에는 재료 수업을 하신 노용준 교수님께서 학생들과 함께 작업하는 것을 묶어서 재료를 중심으로 하는 책을 냈고요. 다음에는 저희 학교에서 스튜디오 X를 운영하고 계신 이재원 부장님의 연구를 아마 출판할 예정에 있습니다. 그다음에 간단하게 오늘 AAVS 서울, 연세 AAVS 서울과 그다음에 이것을 오거나이징 바디를 조금 소개시켜드리고요. 저희는 소셜 알고리즘 그룹이고요. 소셜 파트의 연구를 하시는 교수님들과 그다음에 컴퓨테이션 아젠다를 연구하는 두 그룹이 합쳐져서 두 개의 어떤 갭을 연결하고자 하는 게 이 워크숍의 큰 주제였습니다. 그래서 처음에 이걸 만드신 분은 연세대학교의 성주윤 교수님이시고요. 그다음에 경남대학교의 박진석 교수님, 이재원 소장님, 최승하 박사 가장 해주시고 계시고, 그다음에 컴퓨테이셔널 파트에는 지금 USC에서 가르치고 계신 함수민 교수님, 그다음에 UCL과 ADRL에서 지금 티칭하고 계시는 김한준 소장님께서 담당하고 계십니다. 저희가 사실은 굉장히 오래됐습니다. 그래서 2012년부터 시작해가지고요. 2026년까지 거의 14년 동안 매년 이 워크숍을 진행 중에 있고요. 처음에는 굉장히 작은 인텐시브한 워크숍을 시작했지만 지금은 한 학기 한 40명 정도 오는 굉장히 큰 디자인 워크숍을 발전했습니다. 그리고 매번 이제 연사님들 모셔서 키노트 렉처를 하고 있고요. 작년 같은 경우에는 준하학기 선생님을 모시고 렉처했고요. 올해는 편집과 초빙에서 렉처를 할 예정이고요. 내년에도 아마 계속 좋은 분들 모셔서 이런 시간을 가지려고 합니다. 그래서 많은 관심 부탁드리겠습니다. 자, 그러면 제가 오늘 다 외우지 못할 것 같아가지고 적어왔습니다. 연사님을 소개시켜 드리도록 하겠습니다. 영어로 하겠습니다. 그래서 오늘 강의자분께서는 영어로 할 수 있는데요. 너무 세상이 발전해가지고 AI 트랜슬레이션 기능이 있다고 합니다. 그래서 따로 특별히 공식 통역관 모시지 않았고요. AI가 통역을 하시는 거를 밑에 자막으로 나오게 되는데 그거를 한국어로 좀 이해해 주시면 될 것 같습니다. 그리고 연사님께서는 일본어가 아닌 영어로 해주시면 그래서 알아두실 수 있겠죠. 뭐. 생각하고 소개하는 인사말을 하도록 하겠습니다. On behalf of the AA Visiting School Seoul and Yonsei University, I would like to extend a very warm welcome all of you. It is tremendous honor to host Professor Takaharu Tezuka and Professor Yui Tezuka, founder of Tezuka Architect, for today's keynote lecture entitled Architecture of Life. The title beautifully reflects the philosophy that has guided their practice for many years. Their architecture is never simply about constructing buildings. Instead, it is about creating environment where life unfolds naturally, where children can learn freely, community can gather, and everyday experience become richer through thoughtful design. Throughout their career, they have continuously challenged conventional architectural boundaries, demonstrating that architecture has the power not only to shape space, but also to influence human behavior, education, and society. This perspective has made Tezuka Architects one of the most respected architectural practices in the world, and an enduring source of inspiration for architects, educators, and students alike. We are especially grateful that they have traveled from Tokyo to Seoul to share their idea with us today. Please join me in welcoming Professor Takaharu Tezuka and Professor Yui Tezuka.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting us to this event. Yeah, I'm Yui Tezuka, and my partner Takaharu Tezuka. As you can see, I'm always in bed, so my iPhone gets dead, my socks is dead. Yeah, everything I have is in red, and everything he has in blue. And when we decide we are in blue, we decide everything we share in yellow. So we got a daughter, so we decided my daughter should be yellow. And after that, we got a son, and he's supposed to be yellow too, but my daughter said he should be in green, so he became green. So this is our family, so it's quite easy to recognize us. We found a very nice artwork at Pompidou Center. Yeah, the reason why I talk about my family is that family is quite important to understand happiness. We design architecture for the happiness of the people. So we need to know what happiness is to design architecture. And I start to show the very old project. This is called the Room House. We designed this 27 years ago. Yeah, it's quite old house, but it's the beginning of a kind of our career. So when we visit the owner called us to design the house, and when we visit there, the wife talked a lot, and she took. How does it work? Anyway, the wife took us upstairs, and suddenly she jumped out from this window and said, "This is my favorite space." And it was hard to believe. And then she showed us a picture to prove their daughters are smiling with this tiny and steep roof. You can see there is no handrail whatsoever, and you can see some ceramic tiles are falling off. We must say it is quite difficult. And then she said, it's okay. Yeah. And she said she loves to have on lounge on top of this roof. So it was amazing. Then we decided to design this kind of house. So we made a single-story house and covered house with roof, and to access to the roof, we started putting skylights because they used to get out from this window. here from this window. So you are not supposed to get out from the window. So when you do, you are not allowed to do. You feel good. So we start putting skylights. So we start putting skylight. So there are 8 skylights, and this roof is inclined for the view of the valley and the mountain. And obviously they like to have lunch on top, so we designed a table and benches and small kitchen. And the wife said she wants to have some kind of privacy on the roof. But it's quite awkward to have privacy on the roof, but we designed a small wall here. And then they said it's quite hot in summer, so we designed a shower behind the wall. And they said it's quite cold in winter, so we designed kind of stove. At first here, but because we don't have enough budget, so we couldn't stove it in the end. Yeah. And as you can see, there is no handrail. Actually, like I said, we thought we need handrail because they use this roof very seriously. But the father said, "Have you ever seen any handrail on the roof?" They showed neighbor's house, and this house doesn't have handrail. This house doesn't have handrail on the roof. So he said, so the roof shouldn't have handrail. So we didn't put any handrail. And then this is how they have lunch on top. So yeah. And this table is flat, but the roof is inclined. So the legs of the table is shorter on this side and longer at the bottom or the lower side. So children sit here this side and adults sit their side, that side. And this is kitchen because it's a kind of cheapest house we designed, so we couldn't put the gas stove. So it's quite awful, nasty kitchen. And this is the shower. Actually, we thought the younger sister would take shower in summer. But one day, the wife told us it was very nice to take hot shower in typhoon. Yeah, so I'm quite surprised. I asked her, "Are you alright to take a shower in typhoon?" And she said, I'm alright. I'm wearing t-shirt." So she didn't understand what we are worrying about. And this is the bathroom. Bathroom also has skylight to climb up to the roof through the ladder, and they can look at stairs from the bathtub. And this is the kitchen. Kitchen also have skylight to pass the food to the roof. And this is the living room. You can see we can open all the doors from one end to another. So there's nothing when they open all the doors. And they spend quite most of money on the roof. So we put real wood on the roof, so they couldn't even buy a sofa. So they are saying this is their sofa. And you can see the ceiling height is very low because we thought we tried to make this roof as low as possible because the father said he wants to barbecue on the roof, but we said it's difficult to do barbecue on the roof of the wooden house. And he said, okay, try to make the roof as low enough to pass the barbecue from the garden to the roof. So we make this roof as low as possible. So there are ladders to climb up and climb down. And you can open all the skylight by hand. And when you are on the roof, you can see many children popping out and popping down. It's like a field rabbit popping up and popping down through their nest. And it's quite important the roof is thin, the thinness of the roof, because when the red and blue people sitting on the edge of the roof, you can see the red and blue socks. This is the interior. And after that, we got a call from the owner of Fuji Kindergarten, and he said he liked us to design the kindergarten for 600 children, and he liked the row house very much, and so he asked us to design a kind of row house for 600 children, and when we went there and we found out the atmosphere was so good. Because this is the old building of Fuji Kindergarten. Even the building was quite shabby. The good thing about this kindergarten was the corridor was external. So the principal was walking along this corridor back and forth, and when he put his head into the classroom, we could hear the voices of the children. So it was so nice. So we like to keep that kind of atmosphere. And we have the kids. Actually, this is I took this picture in Seoul. Yellow and green kids. Yeah, children always love to make circle. So we come up to this idea. So we make this round shape kindergarten, and so children can keep running on the rope. And also the principal can walk along the corridor all day long. Yeah, this is how it is built. So, and it's difficult to avoid a tree. So the tree is in the middle of the building. So, but it's easy to keep the tree from the ground. But if we cut the root, it will die. So we did some kind of archaeological excavation to make sure we don't cut any roots. So we designed a special base which doesn't cut the root of the tree. And this is how it is built. Actually, the principal of Fuji Kindergarten loved the row house very much. And he came to the row house, and row house is good because it doesn't have handrail. So he said, I don't want any handrail around the edge of the roof, like row house. And so he said, how about sticking out nets at the edge of the roof to catch the children who had fallen off? So he was quite serious. So we made a drawing, and we bring the drawing to the planning application authority. Yeah, but they said it's kind of difficult. Yeah. So we have to put the handrail, but we designed a special handrail, and we use his idea around the tree. So we put the rope around the tree, and we call this handrail, but the rope is nothing to do with kids. So kids love to falling off to the nets, and more and more and more. Yeah, sometimes 40 kids around the tree. Yeah, kids love tree, and you can see he's eating trees. This boy is eating trees. Yeah, and we have to put handrail, but we designed special handrail where children can sit around the edge of the roof. So when they have event in the court here, they can 500 children can sit around the edge of the roof. And the monkeys behind the bar. And feeding time. Yeah. In this kindergarten, the ceiling height is very low. It's 2.1 meter. It's a minimum in the Japanese regulation. So you can see the children on the roof and the children under the roof at the same time. And when the construction was finished, we were surrounded by 500 children. It was so touching. Yeah, I still remember the moment when the children get into this building, kindergarten, and they start climbing up the staircase, and they start running. It's like I feel like this kindergarten start to breathe like animal. Yeah, and after that, we got a call from the Ministry of Culture in Japan, and they said that the wonderful thing happened. Your kindergarten was selected the best school in last 50 years from OECD. Yeah, OECD. Do you know OECD? Yeah. And this is the gargoyle to collect water and leaves. And in this kindergarten, teacher is using architecture as a kind of tool to teach many things to the children. A teacher is teaching when it rains, rain became a kind of stream and it becomes a river, or something like that. And this is the leg washing place. Actually, he is not washing his leg. He is putting water in his boot. Yeah, in this kindergarten, even the shape is oval, we can open all the sliding doors. Each sliding door is straight, but it moves on the curved rail, like train. And this is the classroom. You can see there is no wall between classroom. So children who doesn't like his classroom can go to the next classroom. And we ask principal, is it okay? He escaped. And he said, yeah, you don't need to worry about it because he's coming back soon because it's round. And he came back. And another thing, one day, there are so many visitors in this kindergarten. And one day, German professor came and she said, when it rains, children would get wet. What would you do? And the principal said, in Japan, when children get wet, they change their clothes. Yeah, but still they get wet. The principal said, children are waterproof, so you don't need to worry about they are going to melt. Yes. And this is what happens in the rainy day. Yeah, they look happy in the rain. They don't melt in the rain. And to make a kind of division between the classroom, we did a workshop with children, and we designed a kind of special box. Each box is 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter. It's a lightweight wood box, and we did a kind of workshop with children. And they're supposed to help us, but they didn't help us at all. Yeah. They look so happy. Yeah, it's not boring. And then a teacher made this configuration so they can change this arrangement from time to time. So this works for exhibition. And this is the hand washing place. Because there is no wall, so we designed a kind of well for children to wash their hands. So they have to communicate to wash their hands. Yeah. These days, children love to play on the iPhone and so on. But so we try to force them to communicate each other. And this works for exhibition. And there are a tree in the middle of the classroom, so the children can fish their friends through the net. Yeah, monkeys on the net. Yeah, cute monkeys. And there is no walls, so the switch is hanging down from the ceiling. So when you pull this string, you can lit 3 light bulbs. And this is how it is built. And after that, after this kindergarten was built, one student in the university made a research. And this is the movement of a boy from 9:10 to 9:30 in 20 minutes. So he made 3 rounds in 20 minutes. It means 600 meters in 20 minutes. Actually, he made a 6 kilometers in the morning. So it's quite a big distance for kindergartner. No sound, sorry. Yeah, there is no sound, but you can see how the children playing on the roof. This is quite common in Fujikinara.
You know, they're like a sheep that lives in the mountain. And as you can see, they're just moving, not moving one direction. You see that, no? And just there are some copy of Fujikinara in China. And it's the principal of the kindergarten came. Oh, they are running both directions. In China, they run one direction. And then when the music runs, they run. And then music stops, they stop in China. But here, they're running both ways. So what happens? They bump each other. The principal said, we have been running this kindergarten almost 20 years. Nobody has died yet.
And after we built the Fujikinara, the principal asked us to design a small building for English classroom. So there is not so much land left. So we designed a small building around the tree. So this is the building around tree, and this is 5-meter tall building, but there are 7 floors in 5 meters. So we designed this building, everything with kid scale, everything in smaller scale. The size of the column is 3 centimeter by 3 centimeter, and the size of the floor is 9 millimeter thick. So when we designed this kind of building, we thought there must be a dangerous point for kids. So we took our children and we, without helmet, and we play them around in the building. Yeah. So we tested, and he hit his head here, and he complained to us. But he's okay because he's our kid, he's our son, so he's strong. And then he tried to jump off. And then after we made sure the safety, the children in the Fujikinara got into this building and they start playing around. So children love small space. Yeah, it's traffic jam in Tokyo. Yeah, maybe trying to jump off. This kind of, how can I say, we always worried about safety too much, but this kind of life dosage of danger is quite important for the children. So he's trying to help his friend. So they are helping each other, and she is helping her friend, but she is trying to drag him down. And in this architecture, the architecture itself works as a furniture, so they don't need to use furniture. So the floor works as the benches and table. And yeah, children always love to touch the ceiling because they can't touch all usually. So she looks very happy. Yeah, it's the view after that.
Okay, I take over from here. Not finished yet. Okay, I think you know this architecture, this Kiyomizu Temple, and I think you know this structure. It's not so Fujimoto. It's about 500-600 years old, and we did a similar kind of structure about 18 years ago. Not 18 years. I think it's something like this. And I think it's a joinery like this, and we worked out the geometry, how things can be piled up, and this is a kind of an uncertain combination. So just if you place four layers, it becomes stable. So it's not a fake structure; it's real structure. And then if we have time, maybe later we can talk to students, because today I realize students do not understand timber structure, making just some students making timber structure, so I made a hash comment. So maybe later I can explain. Okay, and the inside is just inside is just still outside. So between the outside and inside, that intermediate space is very, very important. And one of the most important elements of architecture is letting people to understand, letting people to do what they want. So this architecture, there's no rule. Actually, work with artists, but it's all becoming one piece. So you look at this. You put kids, they never get out. No, put them in the morning. They come out to eat rice bowl, and they go back in. And there's no rule. You don't tell them what they should do. And usually artists try to do something they want to do, but here we don't need to tell them. They keep moving around. And I think this is architecture. Really, you feel they are free. Okay? Really nice picture. Nice. And then, see, always parents are waiting outside. It'll be lunchtime, come out, they don't get up, okay? And they start crying. And so you can see there's no furniture. And always father's tired. He's taking a nap. And my wife and my son used to be very cute. Not anymore, 1.8. Not same anymore. And then let's show you some old projects too, because some students do not know our project. This is the area, you get the heaviest snow in the world. It's about 6 meters, average. And sometimes snow piles up to 12 meters in the winter. But summer is hot, so there's about 60-degree difference in winter and summer. And this is summer, how it's looking like. And this is Natural Science Museum. And we pick the shape of the step-to-shape rice paddy. Rice paddy gets step shape, no? Like ladders, not ladders, steps, no? And it's a accordion steel. So it will trace the shape of the passage. 120 meter long building. And in summer, it can stand because it's welded like a submarine. So if you want to go to see bigger building, you have to go to summer. It's about 20 centimeters longer. It's about 120 meters long, 120 meters long. Okay, it's summer. It's nice now. And we have big windows on the corner. And I saw this very nice tower that catches energy from space. And the local said, "Oh, it's very nice timber building." And the nice chimney. Is it? It's kind of Mediterranean. No, it's not. Okay, so how it's looking like on this side. It's very wide window. It's a little less than 40 meters wide, and the rear function comes. Actually, it's the top of the tower, and then winter comes, and the snow starts falling. It's a lot of snow. In a day, it becomes like this. Snow piles up at 1.2 meter, and then in a week, it becomes like this. You can see that there's a ditch in the snow. If you get cold, it quivers. You have to wait until May to come out. And then this is the first picture of snow start piling up. And then this is the picture of 2003, 2003. So a long time ago. And actually, this project was front cover of Venice Biennale, 2003. And then then curator said, "Is it okay?" I said, "Yes, it's okay. Calculate." They called us again. "Are you sure?" So I talked to structure engineer. They said, "Yeah, I think it's okay." So I told them, "Yeah, maybe it's okay." The structure engineer said so. And they called us again. Scary. But there's actually the snow piles up. Now just getting used to become or like a some kind of cave in ice, it become blue light comes in. But it's nice slice of light coming in at the end, and then we call it the Tadao effect. Looks very nice, huh? But now this is not just a section of snow. And after this, people realized there is so much life underneath the snow. It was not dead world. There are animals and insects, many things going on. National Science Museum is working like an aquarium. I'm going to show you a few schools more. This is another school across the Fuji Mountain. And as you know, we love endless circulation. With this, no end, and also you can allocate classroom as you like. It's not X and Y, it's more free shape. You see? So new diagram. From there, and we studied the timber structure quite a lot. And also this is a swimming pool. There's no edge, so safe. And this girl always hated shower. But then suddenly she started taking shower, but she didn't take her garment off. So she's wet. And your brother is saying, what? And the father says, come to me, come to me, come to me. No. And she cried. And we made quite many buildings, so I can show you just only a few of these. And this is a church we designed also a long time ago. And it's Protestants, so they wanted humble architecture, not decorative. So we combined the more than 20,000 pieces of timber. Light comes in, and they wanted to refer to the story of Birds of Noah, the Birds of Noah, that saved many animals. And the light coming in. And also when we design this, it's very important to control the acoustics. So it's not only about the shape. Do you know this person? He's Peter Cook. He's pretending as a pastor. He's very good at it, pretending pastor. And since then, whenever we invite him to my project, we ask him to do the same thing. So this is a house half-is made. And then we test sound all the time. By the way, just some people who came later, and you missed my piano. But it's very important to design that acoustic. It's not only about shape. And there are some churches. I'm going to show you. This is church architecture issue. They wanted just again very humble looking. And then time of the mass, the lights that coming in. And this is the next part. They wanted the pool for baptistry. Baptistry? They put them in. And we made the floor to be looking like, actually, we made the water to be looking like a floor. So then I thought that's looking nice because the pastor said the baptistry should be as low as the Jordan River. Should go down. And then one day they called us. It's working quite well. It usually takes a long time to get the baptistry. They are baptizing by themselves. Looks like a floor. And one more, we were told that we should, we want to go back to the originality of Christianity before the Catholic. So we were told to refer to Egyptian time, the story of Moses. And the old church, her name is Maria, happened to be Maria, and the light comes in. This is our church. We designed the church, and then our rather angel, and the very thick wall, a very thick ceiling. because we needed put a huge pipe organ, and also after that light became blue, but this is not a fake blue; it's real color. It's at the center of Tokyo. So if you come to Tokyo and you can visit the church Yotsuya. Anyway, and then another one. This church also got many prizes. This is a church dedicated for the pastor called John Nijima, who brought Protestantism to Japan for the first time. And actually, this not church, actually the chapel belongs to the university. And the pastor and also president of that university said, we want to put a story of the university. And the pastor, John Nijima, brought a seed, and then seed became a tree. And then it became the first and became the university. So I started describing the story of the Eden Garden. And actually, this is small dots. It's hard to see this slide, actually, but it's actually 52-meter wide bone. It's very wide. It's much wider than this. Okay? Maybe twice or three times. Wide drawing, big drawing. And there's we describe the time Adam and Eve get exiled from Eden Garden. And this is similar to the story of university. Once you get to university, you get protected, okay, like Eden. And then you get knowledge, you know. And actually, Adam and Eve got Adam and Eve ate, the forbidden apple, not all kind of seed, some kind of, I don't know what kind of things, fruits is it, but the thing is, they get knowledge, and then you get exiled because they were not supposed to, but it wasn't supposed to be kind of a tragedy. It was supposed to be the beginning of the civilization. So the university is like that. You get knowledge and you get exile, and then I took 6 months to draw this to make this drawing. I took 6 months to draw this drawing, and then we made this. And then kind of very thick glass box, very very simple box. I didn't want anything expressive. You get it. You get lights. This, these days, people believe the architect has to design space, okay, and also something very simple, expression. So some people said, oh, it's not the work by architect, it's work by artists, But no, it's architecture. Before the modern time, until at least the 19th century, there's no boundary between art and architecture. And then suddenly, just the people start saying, architecture is making space, and artists make art. But I think it's wrong, and it was supposed to be one. So you see this, how light comes in, you get absorbed. It's light. And then wherever you go, light falls like in forest. So it's not just a church with a light, one point. Because in a Protestant, everybody get connected to the God. There's no priest to carry sending divine message to you. You are connected. That's the story. So we try to make this kind of lights. Wherever you go, light follows. So it's about a story. By the way, before I forget, you know, at the end of the lecture, and you can make good question. If you make good question, you get the books. You know, you have to make a good question. Okay, and this is not for sale. It's not on sale yet. And so I know actually, you know, they start selling in the United States. But a few months ago, it sold out. So we have to wait a few months to come out. And also, this is sold. You know, you still can find it in bookstore. But it came out recently. Many people know that catalog 1, 2, 3. Okay, but this is actually called zero. It means beginning and the end. You know, zero means you know, if you multiply things with zero, you know, it becomes zero. But so it means it becomes the beginning. But if you divide then anything by zero, it becomes infinite. So beginning and end. So I will make a question. Okay. Anyway, I keep going. Okay. And then I'm going to show you the project we did in Tokyo. It is kind of kids museum. This is a concept drawing. You know, they asked us to design the kids museum. I said, I hate museum. We have to leave the kids in the museum. Parents has to go somewhere. And so what would you do? No, you don't want to get the project? I said, no, I can design a zoo. You know, I like zoo. We don't have money to buy lions and a giraffe. They said, no, you have free one. You put your kids inside the dish, and you can leave them free, and you can have a drink outside. Then eventually they said, no, we don't know how to run it. So I became the director of the museum. So it's under my control. You can see that, there are the students and some people are making some artwork. We don't invite expensive artists, but we create things. And also, you can see this is a completely spontaneous movement. We are not telling them what they should do. Artists are like this. There's one rule in my museum. No rule is our rule. And the mother loves it. The mother is running. And this best part is not coming yet. Nice, right? And also we invite musicians because production this is built times of COVID-19, so they couldn't get some kind of concert. So I said, okay, let's invite. But the good thing about the concert is that the kids can choose a position. You can see a boy is coming close to the musician, okay, and then everybody get different posture, different place, and my wife is sleeping. That's the point. So everything is up to the people, okay, and then we create things, with our students. So every 3 or 4 months, we change it. That's quite popular. You have to get ticket previously, some kind of you have to get some kind of ticket, and maybe it's a few days before you visit on the weekend. Quite popular. And we are using balloon and wrappings, but there are some variations. In the weekend, a disaster. We are not letting them do what they should do. They choose. Maybe my translation, but my way to speak is wrong. They do what they want to do. Okay, you can see that. There's one girl getting very greedy. They're trying to get as much as possible. She said, "This is mine." And also we buy the best musicians. Listen to the audition. You can see that there's a small girl with diaper. She's trying to cheer everybody up. See, got diaper. On the left, there's a girl with diaper. And also kids come like pets. And I think this is our mission. We have to yeah, just now I'm showing something very calm. I think the Cold War ended, mediated by Prime Minister Nakasone in 1980s, and between Gorbachev and Reagan, and the story started in this barren. And there used to be a kind of weekend house owned by Nakasone, and then the guy, set up the table. They made arrangement. And that's it. The guy is called Takamizu, and then he set up two bathtubs, making two top of the country in the bathtub, making them human. They started talking about the peace treaty, and this is how the world as the Cold War ended. And then, of course, the Prime Minister is not anymore. Okay, and then they wanted the same thing. He wanted the same thing. So we started designing a place to make a peace treaty. Okay, actually this is the old belt, but this is very close to the place where Cold War ended. And the thing about this project is right next to the water, and also it's very Japanese. But I'm saying there is no style. It's not completely Japanese order. And they used to run silk factory. They wanted to make a legacy of the silk factory, but yet mostly outside. And there's a swimming pool, not swimming pool, actually the bathtub. And if you soak yourself, you disappear into the nature. And on the edge of the roof is only 1.5 meter. So you're forced to look down. You disappear. With a 33 meter wide and eve. And so and again, I'm making points. This is charcoal, color charcoal painting and paper. So it's Japanese, but at the same time, try to make human to be a part of nature. So based on the story of Prime Minister Nakasone, who stopped the Cold War between two countries. And actually, originally, the owner wanted to stop the war between Ukraine and Russia. And it didn't happen because the Prime Minister was assassinated. Anyway, so everything is very simple. There are so many things I want to talk about, but we don't have time. And it's nice. In winter, people think so. It's nice to control the weather, but actually it's outside. And especially in the bad weather, space is nice in front of fire, very deep. Okay, so I think I have to jump off some project now. I can't explain everything. This is a project in Tomioka. Some people say it's Tomioka silk factory is a labor camp, but I tell you that is not real story. But that is where the labor law started. They could work only 7 days a week, not 7 days a week, so 6 days a week. So they had a weekend, and they could work only 7.5 hours per day. And then some of them became a professor because this is the kind of university place, And then they wanted Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So actually this is a place, a silk factory. This is where modern silk factory started in Japan 150 years ago. And then they wanted to keep that story of teamwork structure, but yet they wanted kind of the latest technology. And actually the city is famous for space rockets too. They have the company sending space rocket to asteroid belt, bringing rock to this planet. So we said, okay, teamwork structure. So it's latest technology, but same time, it's timber. So this is a real timber structure. And the point is that this side history, our side the future. they asked us to connect the future and the past. This is the future. Go again. From outside, the past, 150 years ago. The inside, like this. Actually, there's no fake structure. The structure is making space. Nice thing about timber is that from detail to structure can be consistent. Okay, I'm showing you one of the latest school projects. Usually, you make the box and you try to align the box with corridor. But on this project, we are not making any wall. Actually, this is the first school with a wall. It's built in Dubai. And then there's a kind of round shape structure. So we had to keep outer limb, our structure. But inside, we could do whatever we want. So I said, okay, we make school without wall. I'm sorry, just the text is covering a section. Please just be quiet. No, it's not on the way. Anyway, so space selected outside. This is the classroom we designed. So this is like a sofa. And this is how the building looking like outside. And then this is actually that was the CG, computer graphics. Then after that, we built a few pavilions. And then the music pavilion, and this is inside the building, and it's outside very, very hot. So you have to make a mirror. You have to use mirror to bring light in. And also, you can see that we started planning with this drawing called Iskandar. It's a star church of the ancient time in Middle East. And this seating plan. Interesting, we start designing school from seating plan. The millers. And the plan, miller, and this is how the classroom is looking like. Because of high security, we couldn't take many pictures, but I think it's good enough to understand it. So this is the first kind in the world. No wall between classrooms. But yet acoustic is quite well controlled, nothing disturbed. On the middle, we put a museum. So this is again a spontaneous, complete spontaneous space. And this we continue. So this kind of school is under construction. And they said that we want to interact. They want the interactive classroom configuration. So 5 classrooms to make 1 cluster, and then cluster to make another, cluster. So this is the plan we are designing. So, and then no endless circulation. This is how the school is going to be built. Actually, this is only a part of this. This is more than diameter is more than 100 meters. The total we will have more than 6 of these kind of buildings. So it's going to be a big project. It's under construction. You can see the 3D being a part of nature. The computer graphics is going to be built soon. Anyway, this is the last project we are going to show you. So we are raising money. There's a school called us. They want new school building. And they saw my TED talk. And then they came to see my lecture in Harvard. And I said, okay, good. Now, where are you? They said, this is middle of the Himalayan mountain. So it's about 500 kilometers from the closest city. 500 kilometers, quite a lot. And also, they're very close to Chinese boundary. So it's very unstable place. So I asked them, then how much money do you have? They said 0. But I said, okay, it's okay. If they say small amount of money, I said it's very difficult. But then because they said zero, okay, we said we can do fundraising. And only 50% of children can make 5 years old. Very, very poor. Very difficult. So we have to go through this ridge. This is 4,300 meters from sea level, 30% less oxygen. And he's a monk who started the orphanage about 20 years ago. And the amazing thing in this school is not just the location. They make the best education in that region. India education is very, very competitive, even far more competitive than in this country, because only 10% can go to university. And just the ratio, the applicants to get university is 1:60. Just only 1 point something percent if you want to apply for good university. So there are 60 people applying for the seat, and one person can get in. Such a kind of place. And then this orphanage became best of the region, and 9 out of best students are from this orphanage. So I'm surprised. And then method to teach is amazing. That is what I am about to talk about. And then this is showing how they collect the kids from the valley, very poor, cracking roads. And so he's saying, if I don't take these kids, he dies. And then this grandfather saying, please take my kids. He's going to die. So he's saying, if I don't take kids, and he will die, if I take kids, I save his life. And there's a movie about this orphanage. There's a girl having a hard time because she was abandoned. All kids, one of the all 125 kids had very, very hard time because they're abandoned. And then he's talking how you are having trouble understanding classroom. What did you do? And then I didn't do anything wrong. She was lying. But actually he said, are you in pain? I had pain too. So like this. And she's hurting herself. And the teachers are saying it's impossible taking care of her. But basically, I can show you. I need to tell you one more thing. This amazing thing about school is that the elder kids are taking care of small kids, and she is preparing for exam. Exam to get into the university, right? And see, this is how they study. And also, he's telling how the school started. And I want to watch the movie because this movie got many prize. I organized also a TV program too. Actually, I didn't organize a movie, but I want a TV program to raise money, and it's working quite well. Now we raised about $4 million now in 3 years. Actually, I can show you all this kind of movies. And then there's an old lady complaining, you didn't take my kids. I had 8 grandchildren, and 7 died. So I asked you to take care of last one, but you didn't. You are not fast enough. I lost last one. I'm so lonely, I'm so lonely. So he's making funeral. Okay, this kind of place. But he's saying, sorry, before that, actually in this movie, he's saying, I'm so happy. Actually, this is the girl who couldn't say her own name. What's your name? She couldn't say her name, but she said, now my name is Tashdama. And then the monk said, I didn't have any childhood. He was abandoned too, and he was raised in one monastery. He went to Boston, making a lecture at Harvard. Amazing person. But he went back to deep in India. And then he said, I didn't have any childhood, but I'm raising 85 kids, and I'm having 85 childhood. I'm a happy person. That's good. Now they have 225 kids, and then this girl became like this. She started taking care of next generation. So this is the kind of place you have to take care of this difficult boy, but you know how hard it is. Anyway,
I cannot undo my life and go back to my childhood and really live my childhood fully. But one thing that now I know is that I could help to give these children their childhood that I missed in my life. When I see they are laughing, screaming, and playing, I feel I'm living my childhood. I'm lucky that we have 85 children now, and I miss only one childhood, but I got an opportunity to live 85 childhood.
So I'm architect, and I decided to become one of these members. So I'm raising money now. And then we went there, the birthday party, and my wife's birthday, 16th of January. So he invited my wife 16th of January, and then we should have a party. And then the different sanitation standards. And they are very happy. And this is one of my staff from Portugal. He's looking so happy. And then it's not hard to do competition. I lost. Okay, now that's the important thing. Now the education is based on Tibetan Buddhism. And idea is this ring. It's called Shunya in Indian. I don't know how it's called in Chinese, and I don't know how it's called in Korean. But it went through the Korea to China to reach Japan. In Japan, it's called Enso. But the idea is same. It's zero, no beginning and end, and everything on the ring is equal and interactive. Okay, so it's not enclosure. It's a link. And then the education is about it. And he's explaining the idea to the representatives of the Chinese movement. And this is the most important drawing, and their education starts from seed. They put idea like what the reason why sky is green. It's not true, but it's fine. That's how they start thinking. And the second, they start to digest by themselves, making questions to the teacher. And finally, they start sharing. This is the most important part. They share idea 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. Do you know what it is? Prime numbers. With that way, the school gets best of the best. You can't imagine the poorest children get the best school. So that's the reason why I'm helping them. Because I'm now external advisor of World Bank about education, and we want to spread the idea to the world. And it helps people to understand the meaning of education. Usually, the education is used for competition. As you get better university, you get higher ranking. Like this university, you are the best students. But actually, people are supposed to be equal. Okay. Then in this school, no pay. They are having very happy school time, and this is how they digest knowledge, and then they are making knowledge into wisdom. And with this way, they don't need to compete. Okay. So when school is completed, I invite UNESCO, UNICEF, and United Nations to this place. That's my dream. And then we are testing that idea back in my studio. We have a very big studio space. And there's the distance, see? And based on the shape of the circle, okay? You see the distance and the shape of the table. And then we tested it back in India. So we didn't start from the shape of the classroom. You see? And this is shape of the school, making circle, because this is the ridge of the mountain, very, very strong wind. So you have to be protected. And also the reason why the wall is carved is that they have to make this with stone and local concrete, no steel bar. 500 kilometers away from the city. If you bring the old steel bar, it becomes very expensive. And the local small timber, like this. So we try to figure out how we can make a structure with small timbers. And also this is a local structure. And modern concrete building was destroyed last earthquake. But this all has a school building. But this stayed. So we studied this. And then this is how local works with stone. This section. So this is how we tested
the idea that sharing learning
back in Tokyo State University.
Takahata returned to Japan and shared the idea
There are
with
students
for
from
feedback.
6 countries. And they're showing this back in India.
A shared education without walls. If we could share that vision around the world, perhaps we could transform society for the better.
So I think this is the end of my slides. And our point is that its architecture is not same, but event. We have done so many projects. We are doing, we are making some kind of townhouse where children of the, gangster can go to, so that they don't need to be separated from society. So we can end this kind of, bad circle, key point. And also we designed a hospital where children can stay with mother and father. It's not McDonald's house, it's a new kind. I don't have time to explain. But my point is, we don't design just the architecture. We design program. In always they say architecture is like a last piece of society. Everything we do is happening in architecture. You get married, you raise your kids, and you make food from kids, and then you talk with your friends. All this is happening in architecture. So the architecture is like air. If you make good air, you get a happy life. So that is why I'm saying architecture of life, not architecture for life, architecture of life. Thank you very much. So, we don't have much time, but basically I want you to make question. If you want the book, you have to raise a hand. Okay, the guy, okay, stand up, please.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, I prepared a little question. Okay, so thank you so much for your very inspirational story. My first question is, I just have two. My first question is, who was your biggest influence, if any, if you have it? And second question is, it seems like music is very big part of your design. How do you put that aspect into your design?
Okay.
What is your process?
Okay, I think
Thank you.
both should answer. First, I should answer. I think I got a big influence from my master, Richard Rogers. And he told me that architecture is life. He didn't design only structure. People think he's a guy for high-tech style. He's the one of the he's a guy who's like high-tech style, popular center in Paris. But actually always he talked about life. And also when he ran his office, like a family. That's how it started. And the music, and for me, there is no difference artwork and the music. So when I play piano, I think about space and life. So if I don't play piano, I can't think. So it's very, very important for me. But maybe my partner got different idea.
I think the best I think I like Louis Kahn, maybe the favorite my architect. Yeah, Mano. Yeah, I never met, but I don't know the person. But I visited the Kimmel Museum and also the Fisher House and the Escherick House. All are amazing. Yeah, still people love and they're using that architecture. I'm not good at music at all.
Okay, anyway, you have to come to pick it up.
Now,
Okay. So next, please. Okay. Okay. You and you. Okay. You're right. So you go first. After this. Okay. No. He's going first, and then next you. No, he. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
First of all, thank you for this amazing lecture. I have a question what is your method to view life as a children's eye? I think your work reflects the life in the eyes of a children. Is there any method that you use to project that kind of vision into your works?
Actually, yesterday, not yesterday, today, I had the same kind of question. When I was making lecture at Harvard GSD, and then one of the students made a question: how can I learn a lot about kids? You know a lot, and then could you tell me the name of the book, something like this? I said, no, it's like you can learn that from the book. It's always the book is out of date. And I know that you have a girlfriend. Yes, I know that you are going to be married. Yes, we are. And then what's going to happen? They are going to have a house. Okay, then what's going to happen? Maybe they have kids, and then you understand it. So if you want to understand, you should make your own kids. You adopt somebody else, and you raise kids. You understand it. That's my answer. Okay.
Actually, raising kids was very hard work for me, for us, but actually we learn quite a lot from them. So yeah, you should learn. You should do that.
Okay. Next, that's the lady. Okay.
안녕하세요. 한국어로 해도 될까요?
Okay.
일단 만나뵙게 돼서 굉장히 영광이고, 일단 제가 항상 비전보드에 제 후지 여치원을 저희 비전보드에 사진으로 붙여놓고 매일 볼 만큼 저의 건축 모토로 생각하면서 건축을 하고 있는데요. 그래서 매일 보다 보니까 그때 그 후지 여치원의 컨셉 디자인을 도출하셨을 때 그 순간의 감정이 어떠셨을지 굉장히 궁금하더라고요. 혹시 알려주실 수 있으실까 해서 감사합니다.
And actually, we always talked about it, and even before we decided who to kids love to keep making round. We have a big table in our house at the 4 meter long, and two kids keep running around. That's where the idea is coming from. But maybe you want to say something?
Yeah, just we were, I can say, trying to make a kind of kindergarten, where the children can running around on the roof. But the first, our study wasn't oval. We make a many shape. But when we come up to the round one, we thought, yeah, that's it. And we did with the presentation in my house and we invited principal, and they also like it. So it was yeah.
Maybe translate. Oh, it's there. Okay. Okay. No. And then in my office, if you don't make 5 ideas, you get fired. You know, it's very important to keep making ideas. I think you need to get. So,
I can just
Can you get the mic?
Thank you so much for the lecture. I had a very quick question, but I was quite curious. Your kids are grown up now, but do they still wear yellow and green?
Actually, my daughter still wear yellow. My son, actually, he now she's 23. Yeah, because when she was 4 years old, she said, "I want pink shoes." And I bought pink shoes for her. And since then, she thought she can choose the color. And since then, she stick to yellow all the time. So now she's yellow too. And my son said, "I don't want any green," when he was 12. So he quit green. But now, when he get into the university, he's saying that. I feel comfortable when he wears green. So he starts wear green now. Yeah.
okay. So, are you in blue all the time?
No.
Okay. So, is there more questions? So, I think I want you to pick up. What you can pick up in just for slow fractions.
Thank you for your lecture, and I wonder why you focused on children among many people types.
You know, actually, we have more businesses. The people think I'm donut shop, but I'm not donut shop. We have other merchandise. We design the hospital, and also town center, and also high-rise building too. But you know, if I start showing all 240 projects, we need a day. So just we focus on the school. But I found out that designing school is kind of our core, because if you raise the kids, they're gonna grow up as they're going to grow up, and then they start to represent the society. So it's when you design school, you are not just designing a building, you are designing the future. That is what we are happy about designing school. Designing school is wonderful. I think you should try. Yeah, get one project. Okay? Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I like black.
日本語でしてもいいですか？
日本語。
日本語、はい。
Are you from Japan?
Actually, 日本でもほぼ10年住みました。
I see. Okay, but then I think it's better to do in English because everybody understand it.
Okay.
Okay.
じゃあ講演説明いただきありがとうございます。手塚さんの建築。
That's okay, it's okay. And I can translate.
一応基準を設けないこと、あと教会を作らないことに関して、利用者の自主性を引き出したこの考えがあると思うんですけど、一方で建築にはその人々が安全かつ安心に対してその利用するのことを必要だと思うんです。それの対面したその なんていうのバランスっていうことをどのように解決するようにしたのか、それが知りたい
Okay,
です。
I can translate the question. And the translation is the question about safety. Whenever we design a school building to the house, always a safety procedure you have to follow. And how did you overcome that kind of difficulty? I said, and then I say, we can't overcome. But you have to meet the people who understand it. And actually, I found out 95% of people understand what we are saying. In the modern society, sometimes we listen to loud minority. They used to say, silent minority. But these days, loud minority controls SNS. Then people start thinking, the small percentage of people, eccentric people, are the public opinion. But you need to try to listen to, majority. And 95% people are very decent people saying, okay, we want the freedom for the kids. They're running around on top. We don't want the kids to run one direction. I think everybody understands it. And the kids love to get out into rain. Everybody understands it. Always there are some people complaints. As the principal said, interesting thing. As the principal of Fuji said, interesting things. You may like this school, but your kids might break your arm or legs. But we make sure they don't break their neck. And if you don't like this school, you don't need to come. I think it was very interesting comments. And then it works. And then there are more than 3,000 applicants for 250 seats. I can say the same thing maybe to the two architecture students. And always I'm giving you very hard comments sometimes. I'm being very, very honest. I know that if professor says hard time, there are some student complaints. It's kind of harassment. But I said, no, if you don't want to actually share, you can leave. There are other professions. And I think that I'm honest. And if you want to sue me, you sue me because I'm doing the right thing. I think that if you want to do something right, you have to fight. Otherwise, you never get right answer. Okay? So I encourage other professors, say whatever you want to say. Okay? I think it's a very important thing. Think about it. If they die bumping each other on top of the Fuji kindergarten, okay? How do they survive in the street? There are cars and buses and the traffic lights. Okay? So it's very normal, how you think. And if you encounter the client who doesn't understand it, you get fired. That's it. And you get another client. You keep trying. Thank you. Okay. I think there's a lady who keep raising your hands somewhere. Okay, somebody. Okay.
まず日本語と韓国語どっちでもいいので日本語でしても大丈夫ですか。まず貴重なお話ありがとうございました。私はちょっと富士幼稚園が一度行かせていただいたこともあってちょっと気になることがあるんですけど、大人の空間を作るときと子どもの空間を作るときで何か違いがあったりするのかをお聞きしたいです。
Is there a difference designing space for grown up and kids? Is there a difference?
Actually, I don't feel any difference between designing for adults and designing for kids. Yeah, just how can I say? We always have kind of similar sense with kids. How can I say? I like to run around on the roof as well as like kids. So yeah, I don't make any difference.
Yeah, but I think there should be some difference. I think now, until our kids get 8 years old, they have a noise cancelling system in the brain. So even in noisy restaurant, kids sleeps. Okay, and when we want them, we have to put them into kids room. They start screaming, "I'm hungry." Is that because they are supposed to be in noise? Okay, but as you get older, kids need little more privacy. So sometimes you have to give people choice. Some place to be alone, some people have to be two of them, and sometimes in the public. So that is how we change it. So in our childhood, just more general spaces there. Okay, but as you grown up, you have to have both. You don't want to live in public all the time. You want to change your clothes, right? Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thanks for the lecture, Jin. As a late stage of architecture student, professors or people always say like form follows function, but like I don't really get the idea why form can be first when designing this.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question.
So
maybe you can do it in Korean. Yeah. Sorry. Form follows function. Okay. Okay. I know. Actually, no. As a professor, I can give you a lecture for function, but I don't have time. Originally, as a sentence is made by the architect Louis Sullivan. So that he was the master of front-door right, and but actually he was not the modern architect. He was making steel structure with kind of decoration on top, and he said sculpture should represent function. Okay, and then eventually it's transferred to modern architecture, and the function should be expressed by the shape. And then Robert Venturi complains. Okay, if you are designing a restaurant for roast duck, would you make a duck shape architecture? Same thing. And then so there is some criticism between these two. And for us, form doesn't follow function. Okay, because we have something more than function, emotion, other things. And sometimes, church building can be very good school. Sometimes restaurant can be very good church. But sometimes house can be maybe very good office. It's possible. For example, a school is in the townhouses, but there is that very, very, very school. So it's really important to understand the meaning of architecture, and then the kind of eventness in the architecture. So we say architecture is not thing, but the event. So I don't trust form follows function so much, but I hate fake, and I get fake story, and I don't like fake story. I want to have a real story, and then somehow story makes art tissue. That's the most important thing for us. Did you get what I'm saying? Okay, thank you. Microphone.
Thank you for the lecture. I'm very impressed of your work showed considers of environment and freedom, and how you expressed it very beautifully in a large spaces. And I was wondering, do you have any projects for the small spaces or difficult shape of spaces, and the difficulties of the project, and how you solved it by the things you have considered? Thank you for listening.
You should know that every project is very, very difficult. But I will say, designing art tissue is difficult. I understand structure very much. I understand the function very much. I understand design. The most difficult thing is how to figure out the meaning of art tissue. And so then, when his opinion doesn't match with the client, you can make good art tissue. So sometimes I found out it's impossible to convince client, but usually we don't need to, because people come to us, they understand us, and we understand them. Okay, but when we were young, we had a very hard time because we had to go there. We have to go to get the project, and even it's not right. They're asking us to do something computational things. I sometimes say it's wrong. They get fired. So always difficult, something like this. But as a designer, it's easy. Art tissue is quite easy. Making shape is easy. You should know that art tissue is not artwork. There's some misunderstanding. Art tissue is artwork, so you can do whatever you want. Okay, but I know that the reality is not like that. If you make something interesting, maybe get published. Okay, but then if people don't take care of it, it disappears. Do you understand this? Yeah. So why is it difficult? Thank you. I think one more left. Okay. We should go. Okay. Some great questions. Who made questions?
Thank you for the lecture and also as a guest critic for our final presentation today. And I'm interested in the sacred architectural design, such as the church you showed us. And I'm wondering, what kind of process do you go through when you're designing the light? And how do you achieve the kind of special moment or quality you want to create in physical form? Thank you.
Okay, I know. When you are in darkness, you understand the meaning of the light. When you are in small space, you understand the vast, large space of the world. And when you are in silence, you understand the meaning of the sound. Do you understand? So it's light exists in that. It's exactly the same thing. So that is always we do. If you want to understand the meaning of it, just you have to think about the opposite. Thank you very much.
Finally, with Mingolash.